Alright guys, so we've got the block here, N54, serial number 6967. We're in the process of this blocks being prepped and remanufactured, prepped for build or to be sold. Block has been blasted, has been painted. Next thing we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to go ahead and check the surface roughness of the asphalt bore. Then we are going to make sure, see where that is. To me, I think it's pretty shiny, so I believe your surface roughness is going to be outside of spec. As a result of that, we're going to need to hone these bores a little bit, and then we'll recheck them back, make sure we got our correct Rpk, Rvk, and so forth. So that's what our bottom of our bore is, where it hasn't been touched. Alright gentlemen, we have, you can see the difference here. We have just gone ahead and honed this cylinder to get this cylinder surface roughness within spec. Get the Rpk, Rvk, and Rk within the required spec for a rebuild, so you can see the difference between the two. Nice crosshatch, looks beautiful, and the surface numbers looks good. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do the remaining ones. So let's get. We have already gone ahead and honed the bores. You can see bores looks pretty good. Surface, we checked it with the profilometer, and the Rpk, Rk, Rvk are well within the allowable surface roughness to allow for piston ring, new piston ring sealing and oil retention in the build. Next step we're going to go ahead and do, we are going to check the bore diameters. We are going to check it at A across here, B across here, and at various levels. So we'll check it at 10 millimeter above the surface, 10 millimeter from the bottom of the stroke, and the difference between that at the middle point between that, to check, see what the out of round and taper is on these cylinders. Keep in mind, you're never going to get these cylinders back into factory spec, that BMW spec for new work. BMW does not spec a service limit. You have to determine your own service limit to run these bores. So from that, we have set our caliper to the factory spec for new work condition of the bores, plus the tolerance was 0.02 millimeter. Now we've already set our bore gauge, so once this is calibrated to here, it will go to the 0 point right there. So anything before the 0 is wear. And then remember, because we're set to the higher of the tolerance, you can also go past the 0 because you've got a tolerance band for minimum to low. So let's go ahead and check our condition. We've already checked number 1. Let's go ahead and check number 2. Alright, so that's it for the bore measurements. Bores are pretty good in my opinion. Just a few of them are outside the factory new work condition. So then you would have to apply the service limits, and like I said, no published service limits. That's for your build and your experience to determine what your service limits are and to run this. So this block is pretty much completed. This block is going to be stored, oiled in the bores, and stored for future build or sell. So, okay, thank you.